This Club World Cup has started a different kind of conversation, a different kind of discourse around the Saudi Pro League, because the Saudi team did do pretty well in this tournament, better than the Major League Soccer team. Ooh. So the question, has this Club World Cup proven that the Saudi Pro League is better and more, just in a better place than Major League Soccer?
Has this Club World Cup proven that the Saudi Pro League is bigger or better than MLS?
Yes.
No. It's proven that they spend more money
on certain teams.
Yeah. Certain teams. I think the median is probably pretty close. If not, maybe MLS has a little bit of a leg up because they have probably stronger academies. There's a larger pool. The U.S. is a bigger nation. There's a lot more people to pull from. But at some point, when it comes to being able to put together a good team, like Al Hilal is a very stacked team. And we talked about this at the beginning of the tournament. And people were like, yo, we asked the question, like, what match are you most looking forward to? I said Al Hilal versus Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I said, because, Al Hilal's low-key stacked. They got some players. It's not just three. They've got players across the board. And this is what I keep saying. Does the U.S. have Saudi money? No, we don't have stores and stores of natural oil that we as a nation can sell that almost feels like an endless bank account. We absolutely do not have that. But we have large brands. We have lots of corporate companies that make a lot of money. That's our version of the oil state, it's the corporate state, if you will. Yeah. We have access to be able to buy these players, whether it's companies that sponsor these teams, the sponsorships, the owners, the billionaires that own these teams. We have the ability to buy these types of players, but MLS's own rules stop you from being able to load your team up with the best Americans there are and the best players from around the world that want to play in America. It's MLS's own fault that if you want to say that Saudi League is bigger and better, and if you, the fans, want to comment, go ahead and comment that you think the Saudi League is already ahead of MLS, it's because MLS stops MLS from being better.
Sure. No arguments there. I think this tournament is not the determining factor.
It's hard to not use it as that because you're playing teams from across the spectrum.
It is a factor. But it shows the LAFC, Sounders, and Inter Miami against who were the team? Al Hilal. Who was the other Saudi team that qualified?
It wasn't Al Ittihad. Who was it was Al Hilal and
who's the other?
No, they're from Egypt. Al Ali is from Egypt.
Al Ain.
Al Ain
is the other one, I think. Okay. So there is the advantage is that that the Saudi League has is obviously the money. They can offer an exorbitant amount of money to stack a few rosters, but
you can also buy players at a high value that MLS can't.
Yes, but then when you think about like homegrown talent, the Saudi Arabia was playing the Gold Cup. Were those like MLS is focused on development, right? Saudi Arabia has not. That's not their priority. We see the Saudi Arabian players, and they're okay. They're fine. They didn't get embarrassed at the Gold Cup, but they lost to the U.S., and those are the American players that would basically develop there. Exactly. So it isn't comparing leagues is a little bit moot because it's not you're not comparing a nationality. You're not comparing every team in a league is not developed the same way. MLS has much more uniformity because I think the country's so big and they're trying to create a system or culture that can be the foundation of like the future and stuff like that. So it's because of MLS's roster rules, they're not going to succeed in tournaments like this. I mean, it's almost impossible. It's
impossible.
Really
we don't give ourselves the depth. It's so annoying. But also free up the rules during the competition.
I mean,
teams could have signed whoever they wanted. What MLS team signed somebody? Nobody.
Right. I think LAFC was the only team that I think signed somebody. I remember.
It's ridiculous.
But yeah,
Also, here's my point, though. 10 years ago, we were saying the exact same thing. When we started this podcast, the conversation was the Chinese Super League was taking over MLS's place, and that's where all the players wanted to go and make big money. And where are they right now? Nobody's talking about him. And I'm not saying the Saudi League is going to collapse tomorrow, they changed, but without the stars.
Yeah, well, the Chinese Super League is, interestingly, it sort of collapsed. Like that's what they were trying to do, which is like bring in famous superstars. And I think they had like a DP rule. But then
Xi Jinping had he made it very clear that he wanted the country to be known for soccer. Yeah. They wanted more soccer. Like they were forcing everyone. So to curry favor with him, these major corporate owners that also own soccer teams are like, well, we'll just bring the best players and we'll show you. We also care about soccer, so we could kind of keep everything, the way it's going so far. Like, I'm still in favor with the government. And look what happened. Look what happened when they're like, yo, all we're doing is losing money. We're not getting any better.
Fell apart. So they had like a rule. They had like a certain amount of like international players, and then they cut that number down from like 3 to 1, and all those players, Hulk, Oscar, that all went.
Tevez,
they all left. They were like, okay, well, and there's always those concerns about always about stability and just getting your paycheck and all these other things, and that is what MLS offers, stability. But it doesn't really offer the kind of money that Saudi can. So
for some people, they get good money, but it's not that kind of money.
It's not many. Most of the players don't. So
it ain't Saudi money.
It's
which I will, if Cooligans will work for the Saudi Pro League. I don't know if we've mentioned this live on the show before.
He speaks for me.
Yeah, no, it's 2 years and you don't pay taxes, bro.
So I don't know.
Your wife in the room, thumbs up, Saudi Arabia.
I was on.
I'm looking.
I was on Minuto 93 podcast the other day. Shout out to those homies, Costa Rican homies, and we had this conversation.
Pura vida, bro.
We were having this conversation, and I was just simply put like, how many Saudi games are you watching?
Yeah.
How many are you really watching?
All of them. Call our agent, dude.
We're like, you want to see my Saudi Pro League tattoo? I got it here.
I only eat all halal, bro. You think I won't put a hyphen after the AL in Alexis? I'll be Alexis, bro. You think I won't?
Okay. Polanco.
You know Al Nasser. You've heard of Al Ittihad. How about Alexis, bro?
Okay. What a club.